What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, guys. So we got a updated, injury update and a roster update for the Lakers 2025-26 roster. This is coming from Mark Stein. But before we hop into this, guys, y'all be sure to drop a like on this video, man. Subscribe to the channel. Appreciate all the love recently on the channel, man. And let's go and hop into it. So according to Mark Stein, he said, I'm likewise told that Marcus Smart and Luka Doncic, just like Luka Doncic, has been working hard on his body this summer. Conditioning was an undeniable issue for Smart last season, but the Lakers were convinced during their pursuit that they will see a sleeker version of the 2021-2022 Defensive Player of the Year. Also, I'm hearing Jared Vanderbilt is healthier now than he was at any point last season, which is very important, which will naturally spark hope that the versatile forward seems like an off-season addition himself when training camp opens in late September. So a couple things, guys. Like, I see a lot of people talking about with this team that did they actually get better? Or are they a better roster? Did they improve in the Western Conference? What seeding should they be? They 1000% got better because just off the simple fact of you're gonna get a much better version of Luka Doncic next season. You're going to get a much better version of the big three that we have in Austin Reeves, LeBron James, and Luka Doncic next season as well, because they're going to have more chemistry because they have a whole entire offseason together. They're going to have a whole entire training camp together. They're going to be able to get their team more ready to play in the regular season than they had last season when Luka came over in the midseason trade. They adjusted very, very well on the fly. And I think JJ Redick and his coaching staff deserves a lot of credit for that in general. Now, when they're talking about Luka Doncic now, Luka is supposed to be in great shape now. We see all the pictures going viral of him on social media, how much weight he's lost the last, couple months, and he looks a lot slimmer. He is 100% motivated to play at a high level this season because of all of the talk that happened with him last season. Luka is going to play at an MVP caliber level this entire season, and I hope that him slimming down and losing some weight, he'll be more consistent defensively. And another thing that I realized too with Luka, and as Laker fans, we can really, really relate to this. He always had, well, not always, but a lot of the times he scored a lot of his points, it was in the first quarter. He always used to have these insane explosions in the first quarter, drop like 20, 25 points at times in the first quarter. And then it just seemed like throughout the game when he went to the bench and he came back in, a lot of his shots were short. And, he still was effective. Don't get me wrong, but it's like he wasn't as effective as he was in the first quarter. And I think that has something to do with conditioning with Luka, because obviously you're going to be asking him at times to guard on the perimeter at times. Other teams were targeting him a lot because he's not a strong defender on the perimeter. And I think that him getting in better shape, he will be able to have those offensive explosions. Even though Luka has done this throughout his whole entire career, he's had offensive explosions in the first quarter and throughout the entire game. But I think last season when him coming back from that calf injury and, he missed a lot of time with that and, he wasn't in great shape, but I feel like he'll be playing better high-level basketball through a 48-minute game than just coming out having those insane explosions in the first quarter and not really doing that throughout the rest of the game. Being able to be effective throughout the rest of the game, scoring, assisting, and stuff like that, but not at the level he was in the first quarter at times, if that makes sense. So I'm not here to critique Luka. I love Luka on his Lakers team. I think he's a top 3 player in the NBA, and I think this season he's going to have a legitimate chance of winning MVP. So just off that alone, the Lakers are going to be a better team next season. But when you add guys like DeAndre Ayton and Marcus Smart, 2 starting level caliber players, Marcus Smart is arguably the greatest guard of this generation. And what I mean by that is he's the only guard to win defensive player, the greatest defensive guard. I'm sorry, guys, if I didn't say defensive, I can't remember, but he's arguably the greatest defensive guard of this generation. And what I mean by that is he's the only guard to win defensive player of the year since Gary Payton in the 1990s. That is absolutely insane for a guard to win defensive player of the year. We all know this generation these days, they like giving a defensive player of the year to centers. They get a lot of blocks and protect the rim, or they might give it to a wing player here and there. But Marcus Smart was very deserving of more than one defensive player of the year. He's been one of the best defensive players in NBA history since 2015 season on and up, and with the Celtics, he's one of the best defensive players in the league. And I'm not here to say he is the greatest defensive player of this generation, but winning defensive player of the year at the guard position is very, very impressive. And I think that, you know, if he wants to slim down and try to get back to that weight he was at with the Celtics, that might help him out as well when it comes to him being more healthy over the last couple seasons, because these guys play so many games, bro. 82 games in a season is a lot of games, and I think that if Marcus Smart was to sleep down a little bit and, you know, lose a little bit of weight, I think he was probably trying to get a little bit too strong or whatever, but he is an absolute dog regardless, and whichever, I'm pretty sure whatever workout plan he's going with, he's going to be in the best shape possible. Maybe he didn't feel like he had a legit chance of winning the last couple of years with the Memphis Grizzlies, and whenever he got traded with the Boston Celtics. When he went to Memphis, maybe he felt like he didn't have a chance of winning, so he really wasn't focused like that on conditioning. But now, obviously, since he's coming to the Lakers, he has a legitimate chance to win, along with, you know, LeBron, Luka, DeAndre Ayton, Austin Reeves, and all these guys we have on his team. But let's get into Jarred Vanderbilt as well. I am super excited, and let's show some highlights of Jarred Vanderbilt, because these highlights, I don't know if Lakers fans, I don't know if y'all remember this game or not, bro. But let me make sure this is not playing. I don't know if y'all remember this game or not, guys. But let me show y'all this stat line that Vando had this game. He had 15 points, 17 rebounds, and 4 steals. And this was not last season, but it was the first year that we got Jarred Vanderbilt. And it was the year we went to the Western Conference Finals. And we still had Darvin Ham, unfortunately. But it was right after this trade. It was like a few weeks after. And we were down by 27 against the Dallas Mavericks. And Jarred Vanderbilt literally just went on. He was just going. It just seemed like he was just everywhere. And let me go ahead and play this. And it just seemed like Vanderbilt was everywhere. He was playing amazing defense on Luka. He was knocking down his corner threes. He was getting steals. He was getting offensive rebounds. Like, I am so excited that Jarred Vanderbilt is actually able to work on his game this offseason instead of trying to rehab and trying to get better when it comes to rehabbing an injury and all of these things. He can actually work on his game, come in next season in shape, and ready to play in game shape and stuff like that. I'm super excited to watch this guy play. And I feel like a lot of people are forgetting how great of a defender and how much of an impact player he can be for our team. When he was the starter on this team, we went to the Western Conference Finals, Jarred Vanderbilt was amazing. Now, he was not good in that Denver series, but he's going to be able to work on his game. And I think if he can shoot consistently from the corner, he showed flashes that he could. But let's see him actually come back a whole entire offseason actually working on his game and not working on an injury or trying to rehab an injury. And I think he will have a great season for us next year. I am not at all ready to trade Jarred Vanderbilt. I think that Jarred Vanderbilt could be an impact player for us this season. I really do, because of his versatility defensively, and the fact that he's going to be. Let me play these one more time while I'm talking about him. But the fact that he's going to be able to actually play his original position on the perimeter on defense and not have to play like a backup center role like he had to with our team, because we literally had no bigs. And I'm not blaming JJ Redick for doing that. I just feel like at the time we didn't have any other centers. So playing him at the backup center was, or any of the dependable centers. So playing him at the backup 5 was kind of like what JJ had to do. Jackson Hayes was pretty much all we had as a starting caliber center, because Christian Koloko really wasn't very solid last season. And Trey Jemison, I'm not a big fan of Trey Jemison's game. I love him as a communicator, as a having one of those dogs on your team that just defends your star players and stuff like that. I would love having a guy like Trey on my team, but his skill set just didn't fit what this team needed. And I feel like Jarred Vanderbilt back in his regular position can really make an impact on this team. And when I say regular position, it's going out there, you go guard the other team's best perimeter player. You don't have to worry about being a center. You don't have to worry about being down here in the paint banging with other centers and stuff like that. You go worry about playing other teams' best perimeter player and try to make it as tough on them as possible. And I think that, Jarred Vanderbilt coming back next season, ready, not injured, working on his game all summer, just ready to play and during training camp and getting better with the team, that can really help this team out a lot. And I kind of feel that same way about Maxi Kleber as well. Like, I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, bro, but y'all got to understand, Maxi Kleber, when he was healthy, was a very important piece to the Dallas Mavericks NBA Finals run just a couple seasons ago. Like, this guy was extremely important to the Dallas Mavericks making it to the NBA Finals. He was a role player. He was a rotational piece on that team, and he was contributing. He is a really good defender. He's a versatile player that can spread the floor offensively. and he can play defense on the perimeter, and he can block shots. Why wouldn't we want these versatile defenders and versatile offensive players that can play alongside your other great players? You can have Maxi Kleber playing in the lineup alongside DeAndre Ayton or alongside Jackson Hayes. He gives you that type of versatility that Al Horford does as well. Now, he's not better than Al Horford, don't get me wrong. But he can do the same type of things that Al Horford does. Just think about it. Go watch the tape, guys. Like, Maxi Kleber could be an impact player on his team if he's healthy. And he looks extremely healthy with the pictures that went viral that he posted on his Instagram like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. He looks insanely ripped. He looks insanely ripped. And if he could contribute to this team the way that he did with the Mavericks, that would be huge. I think he would take the backup center spot over Jackson Hayes. So that's just a few of my little that's just a roster update on this team, you know, going into the season. If this is our final roster, which I don't think it is. And also today, guys, we did cut Trey Jemison. He got waived from the two-way contract, and also Christian Coloco and some other guard that I'll do another video on. That played with the Golden State Warriors G League team that's supposed to be very, very versatile defensively and do a lot of things right, you know, for different teams. Or he can do a lot of things right for your team. They did sign him to a two-way contract as well. So we do have one two-way contract spot available, and we'll see who they sign with that. But I'm hoping they sign some type of wing player or another big. But let me know how you guys feel about this video or all my thoughts in the comment section below. Y'all be sure to drop a like on the video, man, and subscribe to the channel, guys. Thank y'all so much for all the recent love. I appreciate you guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.